yeah, you got to get it straight for the episode. It's a throwback. AJ said episode once. It was hilarious.
Did I really?
Yeah, it was funny.
Episode,
yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's our own unique.
With that in mind, I mean, we got to do our last pre-draft mock draft. So
A little pre-pre?
Oh, yeah. Pre on it. The fun thing about a pre-draft mock draft is that we get to do whatever the hell we want, and then we let the NFL tell us how wrong we were. But no, it's a lot of fun. We got our rankings up, consensus rankings. We're having a good time looking at each other's stuff and being like, oh, man, I like that guy too. How cute. Like, we must have been talking to each other or something. But, yeah, I don't know. Pretty pumped to get this mock draft in and see where you guys are at, kind of in the mid to later rounds. And gotta love the rookie mock drafts, especially when you roll single quarterback like we always do.
Always.
We might hear a couple of names, but I think it'd be nice if we, circle back at the end and look at kind of the positional consensus stuff between us guys for quarterbacks and tight ends, at least, guys that we might not be talking about throughout the mock. So, I'm just jacked, man. I'm jazzed. I'm spirited. I am enthusiastically awaiting this mock draft, and I think everyone else is too. So
yeah, I mean,
let's get started.
Absolutely.
Let's kick it over to Christian, man. We're gonna go Christian, Darthur, Agers, or G Loved Arthur Agers, how we have him marked here. So let's do it.
All right. Well, hopefully no one was expecting any big shift at the top of the draft because it's still Breece Hall. It's got to be Breece Hall. It just makes too much sense. And now this is going to be the only chance I'm going to get to take him now that I've traded the first overall pick away. So I had to do it.
Woo! And now that I've collected the first overall pick from my main man, G Love, I have to do what I no longer can allow myself to do and take.
I started typing it, but
Kenneth Walker the
Kenneth
third.
Walker. Kenneth Dope Walker.
Kenneth Walker the Doke. Yeah.
I would be highly surprised if this is not how most non-Superflex drafts go. Like I feel like these are the two guys you have to take a chance on in the front.
Oh, yeah. And so far we're following consensus between the three of us, AJ's got Kenny Walker. That's what it says here. I don't know if he's cool with that, but
he's a little more humbled around me. We know each other. I put him at the 4 in the rankings. At 1-3, I'm going to take my number 2. I also had Breece Hall at 1, but I'm going to take my number 2. I'm going to stick by Drake London. The Mike Evans of the draft. I don't know. We'll see. This should all change after he goes to possibly, I don't know, the Giants. But
the Giants.
But before landing spots, I love this guy, dude. You're not going to get, after watching that tweet of him catching that fade route, getting up in the air, I was like, this guy's a man.
Yeah, he's serious as fuck.
So, hey, regardless of the 40 time, I'm still in. So,
oh yeah.
No, that's fine. I'm with you. I mean, we talked about him last week. Drake London is absolutely a man. So if you took the B, I guess I'll take the butterfly at the top, and I'll get Garrett Wilson, who I think is the best receiver in the draft still. Obviously, they play like different games, but I just think you can do more with Wilson. The 40 time is somehow not getting talked about like with the other guys that he was comparable to, and it's weird. Like everyone's freaking out over Olave, and it's like Garrett Wilson literally was faster, like by a tiny bit, but like we don't hear the same freaking out about his speed, and he's just got all the other keys that make that speed so incredible, and that's why I think he's the best receiver. I mean, Drake London is incredible, and like I said, he just kind of plays a different style, so it's kind of like, who do you need? These guys are perfect for you in different ways, but I love getting Garrett Wilson here. I'm pretty much the same draft so far for me.
Perfect.
Heck yeah, man. I mean, we're kind of nailing the this is easy, right? We're in the follow the breadcrumbs kind of zone, which makes it easy for me to follow it up with the Treylon Burks, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like he's right in there. I got him as 6th. You guys got him as 5th. Oh yeah, I forget. That's why. That's funny. That's cute. You guys are awesome. It's the best. This is funny. Okay. Treylon Burks.
Treylon Burks it is.
Fuck. Mess that one up, I guess.
You did?
Everybody did. We'll see how it goes.
Well,
is that where I had? I thought I put.
I don't know. I
did
like
put Olave in front of him. I screwed up the consensus rankings then because Chris Olave for me should be 5 and Burks should be 6.
Sweeto.
we switching it up.
All right. Well, that's awesome because, I love me some Chris Olave as well.
Yeah. Well, I guess if we're sticking on, you know what? I do have Chris Olave here in my rankings at 6, but I think for positional value, I'm going to take my rank number 7 here. I'm going to take Rachaad White, who I have as my RB3. I just feel like he's not going to make his way to me. And maybe he would. But the receiver I love, I think could still be on the board. So I'm just going to strategize here.
You got to play the board for sure. But that leaves me open to just go double Ohio State, baby.
Yeah.
Give me Chris Olave. Let's go.
Got to get you some Buckeyes gear out there.
Olave, maybe it's just Dan talking about him all the time. Maybe he's talked me into liking him more than even him because I got him ranked higher than anybody here. I've just been falling more and more in love with Olave. At first, if you remember when we did this mock, the first time I had him and Jahan Dotson kind of on the same level, but the more and more I watch, it's clear that like I still love Dotson as a player, but he's not quite on the level of, say, the top. I basically have Olave, Burks, London, and Wilson kind of in a different tier than all these other guys.
Yeah.
And then that secondary tier is where Dotson sits. So if I can get 2 receivers in that first tier, obviously this is a weird draft. There's only 3 of us. It's not going to happen. But if I can get Chris Olave at the 1-7 in a normal draft, I'm super stoked.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, I think
shit.
I think the real point is you saw that tweet that he was visiting the Packers, and you're just like, all of a sudden he's my number 3. I don't know what happened.
I really don't think we're getting him though, for real.
Nah.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. I mean, not to take a tangent too far, talk about the NFL draft, but with all the wide receivers that went top in last year, top 10. And then they're like, the first wide receiver is not getting drafted till 12th this year. I don't really know. I don't see that.
Yeah, we'll see.
You look, obviously Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith are pretty badass, but some of these guys are probably on their level. No, we have no Jamar Chases. No shit, right? We get that.
Yeah.
But those other guys were top 10 as well, and we can see it here.
Yeah.
I think
so.
It may be more that, like, maybe people just think it's so defensively loaded that people are going to try to take advantage of that, and maybe some receivers are going to fall. But I think people are overthinking it. We just saw 2 wide receivers get traded for a first, a second, and more, and then get made the highest paid players at their position. wide receiver is a very important position to these teams. Clearly, they're not going to just overlook the wide receiver position because the defenders are great.
Well, yeah, not to mention the unhappy juggernauts of the Debo Samuels, AJ Browns, regardless of what they will end up doing, which I assume they'll stay with their team, but at the same time, you could get a rookie of a high caliber for cheap for 3 years.
Yeah.
And not have to pay him $20 million.
Well, the 5th-year option's the big value.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
And then, I don't know, you think about it, and maybe I'm trying to play chess while other people play checkers, but if you're thinking about trading Debo or AJ Brown or Terry McLaurin, I don't think you should be, for the record, but if you're thinking about it, and then you get Garrett Wilson, and then you see these other receivers go, okay, well, now you've just put the Packers and the Chiefs in a really weird position because they're going to either have to reach on somebody, or maybe they spend a lot of money and a lot of draft picks to come and get your superstar that you don't need anymore because you drafted Garrett Wilson. You don't need Terry McLaurin. Like, maybe that's what they're thinking.
Maybe.
I
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know.
Game the system.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. Well, with that said, let's go on to the 1-8.
Yeah, okay. You guys put me in a sticky sitch here. I don't want to have to be the one that does this, so I'm just not going to do it. Oh, God damn it. I have to take Isaiah Spiller just because this is fantasy football. And you don't typically let running backs just not exist in the first round of a rookie draft. They're usually pretty heavy hitters. Obviously, you guys got him ranked at 10th and 12th, possibly. And I have him at 5th, just because I feel like that's more realistic. As far as the neediness and the demand for young running backs is always going to be higher.
For sure. I don't think he's going at 12 where I have him ranked. I just think, I don't know, with his underperforming combine and then I don't know, it doesn't matter. The same stuff we've talked about for weeks on this podcast. The underperforming combine, he didn't fly off the tape to me. I still have him as the first round grade. And I think he'll end up going way before that. Just for me personally, I like all these receivers more than I like Spiller.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
To be honest, if I was sitting at the 1-7, depending on what team I had, I probably should have taken Spiller as well. Just like for what you're saying, the positional value, the need at running back all the time in a dynasty league, probably just take a swing. It's kind of like in the NFL, take a swing on quarterbacks whenever you get a chance. Same thing here, just do it on running back. So I probably would have, but if we're being realistic, I think all these receivers are better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll see how that lands. 1-9, I don't think it's any surprise here. I'm going to take George Pickens, my
Pick
number 7 in rankings. So technically, I'm getting a steal here.
Well, we both have him at 10, so technically you're overpaying.
Well, fair enough. I just he had a great combine, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm buying the freshman George Pickens. I think that quarterback play was garbage in Georgia. I think he shines. He's got the pedigree being Carl Pickens. Kid, I love him. I want him all day.
Well, you got him now.
Yep.
You have him.
Hats
One of the most
off.
physical receivers in the draft outside of Drake London, probably. Yeah, I mean,
And
definitely will bring a lot of attitude to somebody's offense, whoever ends up taking him.
I definitely like his value too, because I think once we get to post draft, I think he'll go up a little bit because he won't get the Eagles or the Giants or one of the juggernauts will just be disappointed that one of these guys went to the Eagles or what have you, and then maybe Pickens rolls into Chicago or something of that nature, or Green Bay or whatever, whoever's left. So
Honestly, the more now with the Sammy Watkins edition with Green Bay, not that I think he's like a fix or anything, but he gives them more speed. He can still do that. He had plays in Baltimore where he played well with his kind of like style. He's not the deep threat they need, but it could free them up to take a more physical receiver a la George Pickens or Treylon Burks if they can get him. But I'm seeing a lot of people linking Pickens to the Packers at the end of the first round.
Woo!
So,
well, he ain't going to be at the 1-9.
That's true. Man, that's crazy. It makes me thirsty.
All right.
Yeah, so for the 10th pick here, this is kind of the tricky situation and probably where I should have taken Spiller at the 1-7, even though Olave is too good of a value there to me, because the running back tier here after this is very open. I think it's very like wide open. All these guys could end up being busts. All these guys could end up being great. Well, maybe not all of them could end up being great, but there's a few of them that could be awesome. And so but for instance, the next running back on my board is Pierre Strong, which the 110 is way too early to be taking Pierre Strong unless he gets some crazy landing spot. Even then, it still might be great. So that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm going to stick more to what makes sense to me. And the logic to me dictates that I take Skyy Moore.
Oh,
dude.
I think
he's just he's too good. He's too good. I think I really think the draft is going to launch him up fantasy draft boards. I think people are still sleeping on him way too much. The elusivity that this guy plays with is incredible, and I think he's going to make an offense pop. And I think you're going to see how much the NFL values him, because I think he's going to go a lot earlier than people expect.
Yeah. Fuck you, man. I was going to go for him. You're everything you're saying is correct. Skyy Moore's the man.
Yeah.
Now you got me in a sticky situation. I guess I'm going to have to go with Jameson Williams.
There you go. That was the other name I was toying with, but I just got to be true to myself, and I've said it a bunch on the show that that's not a guy that I'm willing to take that risk on. But if he works out, man, that's a hell of a steal at the 111.
Yeah, no. You're buying the risk there, and that's a price. I think that's a decent price considering.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, considering some of the players that went at the 111 last year, shit like that. You never know at the back end of the first round. That's where you kind of have to take a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure. And to be honest with you, I don't think Jameson Williams makes it to the 111. I think his name's too big.
Oh no, I think in the we're kind of rabbit hole types, but I could see him being in this mock draft more realistically at the 1-9 ahead of the last two guys that were drafted.
Yeah,
easily.
for sure. But I could see it even going sooner. I see a lot of reporting that Jameson Williams, if he wasn't hurt, would be the number one receiver in this draft. Or if you look at PFF, I've got him pulled up right here. He is their number 3 receiver after Drake London and Garrett Wilson. So if people are following more this trend, he could end up going in the middle of the first if somebody's willing to take that risk. And it seems like there are some people that are.
Yeah, there definitely will be the wishers, the wishful, the me a la last year. Now we've learned our lesson. We only buy in hardened merchandise now. Not playing games.
Hey, if you got a late pick and that's the value, as you just mentioned about running backs, all those top tier guys are gone. You're squared away at running back and you squared away at receiver. You're one of those fortunate guys. Why not take Jameson Williams and park him on your bench, see what happens?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think at the 112 to end the first round, I am going to take my consensus, or not the consensus, but the 11th pick on my board with Jahan Dotson.
There you go. Keep him in the first round. Let's go.
Keep him in the first.
And he is a consensus 11th. So.
Oh, is he? Well, I'm just fucking smart, dude.
Straight up.
I don't have to say it because everybody already knows, but obviously I fucking love Jahan Dotson. I still think he has a chance to be one of the best slot receivers in the league. That may be like top tier ceiling now. I used to say like I thought it was going to happen, but that's like his ceiling still to me, is that he could end up being one of the best slot receivers in the league. And I guess the reason I took Skyy Moore in front of him is that I think Skyy Moore's floor would be one of the best slot receivers in the league. So that's where I'm at, is where Jahan Dotson, I stand by everything I said. Whatever team drafts him is going to have a fan favorite. He's going to sell a lot of jerseys. Just the way he plays is too fun to not get excited about him. But he may not end up being like the number one slot receiver in the NFL. But I wouldn't be that surprised if in 5 years that's what people said.
Oh, man. What can you say about these guys? I still think that both those guys have a chance to not have to play the slot, you know? I know their size.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Size dictates, but they're both so squirrely and elusive that I think that they could have some deep work as well.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the slot, but yeah, those guys are very similar. I like Jahan a lot. Maybe he can go to the Chiefs at the end of the first round, you know?
There you go.
I know they've spent some time at the Penn State Pro Day, but so maybe that's on the.
It wasn't for Micah Parsons, you know.
No,
that was last year.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
Hey, thanks. I can tell from your laughter.
Right. I can't let my team go one more pick without a running back, so I am going to now take Pierre Strong. That's still probably a bit of a reach compared to other people. Actually, Dan has him ranked one person ahead of me at 14. I got him at 15, and then AJ's got him at 22. I just, man, the
22.
Pure numbers on this guy is crazy to me. I mean, the 4.37 on the 40, 75th burst score. I mean, he's a small school guy, but if he can get into an offense where he has kind of a way in, I don't know, even like Seattle would be cool. Like there's no competition there, and he could be a late round pick that just pops off at camp, and they don't have a starter that would keep him away. Whereas like other teams, if they draft Strong in the 6th round, say, I don't know, not something as extreme as this, but if the Titans needed depth and they took Pierre Strong, ain't no way we're gonna see him. But if he goes to a team like Seattle where there is an opening, I think he takes that job. Similar to what happened with Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell needed help with injuries, and obviously I don't hope anybody gets hurt, and that sucks for Sermon and Mostert and Wilson, all three of those guys. But if Strong gets an opportunity, I think it's going to be very similar, that he just takes that job and walks away with it.
Oh, man, I can't believe you just did that. It's very interesting. Makes my life a lot easier, personally.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I don't know about Pierre Strong.
Oh, my
I think
God.
he's a Kene Wangu at best.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
Can't break an arm tackle.
Shots fired, man.
But I still put him at 22 because I'm willing to buy the talent. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, well, he's my consensus number 6 or whatever. I don't know. I keep saying the word consensus unnecessarily. He's my running back 6 in this class. For good reasons. Obviously, you're talking about the yards per attempt to 7.1. The guy did crazy shit. But I got to go with my number 5 guy who's still on the board, and that's Zamir White.
Oh, you bastard.
Out of Georgia. So I think there's big things coming his way. I don't think he was nearly showcased as much as he should have been in the NFL. Sorry. He will be showcased the way he should have been at Georgia when he gets to the NFL. Obviously, there's a little bit of a committee there, but he's got mad potential, and I really like just everything about him. He's running a 4.4, and he's coming in right at 6 foot, 214. So he's got a good size. Mm-hmm. The production wasn't out of this world, but I really enjoyed just watching him run the ball. Call me crazy, just like watching some football, seeing what he had to do.
Yeah, seems like a pure runner. So
no, yeah. I'm 100% with you. I have him at 6th for my RBs. So just flip those two and you've got me. So I could see both of them popping off in the NFL, and it's really like it's a crapshoot between those guys. It's just I have a preference for Pierre Strong, so that's the one I took. I could absolutely see myself end up being wrong.
Oh yeah, there ain't no right or
baby.
wrong. It's just got to follow it. Just got to follow that gut.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Speaking of follow that gut, that's who I'm going to take here at the 2-3 is Christian Watson, because following my gut, that's who the Chiefs are going to take at the end of the second or the end of the first round, baby.
No way.
They're going to take that talent all the way to the bank,
No
all the way to the blood bank.
No way.
That would be, dude. The Chiefs wide receiver core next year is going to look wild. You know, compared to what they've had, Juju, MVS, and then probably a rookie, and you're just like, whoa, where is everyone?
Yeah.
Where the hell did Brian Pringle go?
Hey, hey, he went to the Raiders, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
They still got Mecole. They still got their
Yeah, they still
former
do
first
have
round
Mecole.
pick.
Gross. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty excited. You know, I could have kept Demarcus Robinson. I mean, come on. You know, Chicago, why you got to do that? Why you got to be like that? But
all right. Well, if you guys want a little crystal ball prediction here at the 2-4, let me go ahead and snatch up Trey McBride real fast.
Ooh.
Let me grab the number 1 tight end on the board. And
So
I don't think it's particularly close. So, yeah, maybe this is a reach here. A little bit for McBride. I think you could probably get him later in the second, but I think the gap between McBride and the next tight end is so deep or wide that I'm going to reach for him most likely, unless somebody more interesting there is at 2-4.
No, I like it.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got him. I can see why he did that. You know, I'm watching you, pal. I shouldn't have put my rankings up here because I have him at 15, a little bit higher than you fellas do. Not that much higher. 1 spot higher than Christian, and 2 spots higher than AJ. So yeah. All right. Well, dang. It's up to me again. Here we go. This is not stressful at all, America. I'm ready. I'm built for this. I'm built for this kind of stuff. Let's see. Well, I'm going to do one thing that I'll never get to do again. 2-5. I'm going to take David Bell, you know?
Hey.
Yeah.
There you go.
I love me some David Bell. What are you going to say about David Bell? He's a little slower than we would have liked him to be.
Yeah.
But doesn't mean we don't love him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't get that Kyren treatment.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
he just breaks tackles. He's fucking crazy, man. He's a monster. He's physical.
Yeah, I still think Bell's going to have a successful career. It's just, man, it's a tough class that he got dealt with all these receivers that are just so freaking good and so talented physically. He really, really needed to have a good combine. For some people, I've said the whole time that I wasn't super worried, but it was even less than what I was hoping for. But I still think, like, just the style he plays, he's going to find a role in an offense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's just like he had the lock on the top 8 at the position pre-combine, and now I got him at 12, and I already bought the shirt, so
yeah,
you gotta double down here.
I know I should have slid him up. I got him behind guys that probably won't even get taken in this draft.
Ooh. Well, at the 2-6, I'm going to take the first QB off the board. I'm going to take Malik Willis. That's... I don't think he's the best QB necessarily in this draft, but I think he's the best fantasy quarterback in this draft. And just kind of banking on that landing spot of him just coming out, starting right away. So we'll see.
It's gonna get feisty, man.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be weird. This QB draft, it's gonna get weird. Carolina, baby, number 6, Malik Willis. Take me to the promised land.
All right. I like your style.
That would be fun. And it makes sense for Carolina to take somebody like Malik Willis. I don't know. They don't seem like the offense that, I mean, how many touchdowns did fucking Sam Darnold have last year? Rushing touchdowns.
Rushing?
Yeah.
Wasn't he leading the league after like week 4 or something?
Yeah.
That's
and that's
true.
Sam goddamn Darnold. Like, it seems like the Panthers are very into their athletic QBs, so Malik Willis makes a lot of sense. It'd be a huge splash, and I think that's kind of what they need now too. They kind of just sucked for a lot of last year.
Need to take a lineman just like the rest of the draft. But I'm pretty sure they don't have another pick until like the 3rd or 4th round.
Probably not, because of the Darnold trade, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It makes a lot of sense. I'm still, I have not caught Malik fever like most of the world. I did move him up. I've got him at 3 now on the QB rankings, but obviously the other 2 people on this podcast have him at 1. So
hey, fantasy baby, rushing upside all day, every day.
Yeah, I just don't think he's. I don't know if he's accurate enough to be a consistent passer. Fine, then the rushing matters, but I don't know.
Tell that to Lamar Jackson.
I think it's desperate times, man. Desperate times.
That's fair.
Yeah, he's the desperation move, and he's going to end up either paying off in a big way or getting replaced real quick.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh shit! Is it me? Is that why we're waiting? Oh, I was waiting on somebody else to go.
Nope.
Fuck. Okay. So let me go ahead and get another running back here who moved up my boards a little bit. Let me just go ahead and take Brian Robinson.
That's what I was going to take next.
I'm still not thrilled necessarily about him, but taking swings at running back. He had a better combine than I would have expected. 225 at 4.5 40 is pretty good. The burst score was pretty bad. So I'm not expecting necessarily Brian Robinson to be a superstar at the 2.7, but I don't know. I would take a swing on him. Running back's a pretty premium position, obviously. So
I'm right there with you.
And it just sucks that I'm taking him above Kyren Williams. That's a sad, sad day.
Yeah, you know what else is sad is that you didn't take Keaontay Ingram, USC running back, right there. Guy, you talk about the 40, the combine, and all that stuff, and these dudes weigh within 4 pounds of one another, ran the exact same 40, except one of them had a broad jump that was a whole foot longer, and the vert was 4.5 inches greater, giving him a burst score right at the 56th percentile. So you got to look at Keaontay Ingram as the guy to have out of those two, and that's my rankings reflect that. First year USC, transferred out of Texas, obviously Bijan Robinson giving everyone problems there, but he's a guy I like his style. He reminds me of a guy who broke my heart last year, and I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm not going to speak that into existence.
Should we just whisper it?
No. So
you don't want me to speak the sermon?
Nah, bruh. Preach. So yeah, I'll say no more. Did I bust your buble there?
Yeah, I'm actually really disappointed you did that because people in For the Belt watch this podcast. Well, I know at least one of them does. So
well, people in For the Belt also edit this podcast. So I'm going with Kevin Austin Jr., Notre Dame wide receiver. Really like this guy. He had no production at all until this last year. But I really do think he's pretty awesome. He's got good size, 6'2", 215.
Oh, so is that who you're actually taking?
He's going pretty
what,
quick.
You're confusing the hell out of me.
I didn't know, man.
I think he was giving you the chance to delete it if you wanted to.
I was gonna let you cover your tracks.
No, it's all good. Well, I'll take running back too. Fudge it, man. I'm gonna take James Cook right here.
Dude's pissed.
Just because.
Because you have his brother?
Yeah, mostly. No, I mean, love the pass catching ability. Love the on-field speed. You know, not a bad 40. I think it was a 4.45 or 4.50. I forget what. It's somewhere in that range. But the pass catching chops, the route running chops.
4.42.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, even better. Well, yes, slot him in. Let's take him. Let's put him on a team where he can get that PPR because we only play PPR up in this B. So give me some James Cook to spot play at the 2-9.
RDR PPR. Straight up.
Oh, goodness. All right. So this is fun for me. This is like a playing the people type of pick here. Because this is my consensus 14th player in the draft. And I have him at the 11th wide receiver. And let me draft future Green Bay Packer Alec Pierce. Thank you very much.
Nicely done. Too bad you can't have him and Pierre Strong at the 204 or whatever.
Yeah, that's going to be tough. And especially because I want McBride there too, which is, you know, maybe I'll trade back to the 1-7. Who knows? But
might not be there for you, man.
Little subliminal messaging in there. Who's paying attention?
Hey.
But yeah, man, I love Alec Pierce. The more and more I watch him, the more and more I love him. He's just a fucking player, man. And then the combine results speak for themselves. So now you get a combination of just a badass football player who actually showed out at the combine. It's similar to like how I felt about David Bell, is that he's just a fucking player. He just does what he's supposed to do. He's always involved in the play. All his coaches are going to love him. But this guy came out and ran a 4.4 with a 40.5-inch vertical and a 94 burst score. So he just absolutely dominated. And when you add the play style that he already had that everyone's going to love, coach-wise, I would assume, and then you add in that talent, and then I make a joke about the future Green Bay Packer, but it could actually happen. I mean, I sent it to you guys earlier in the week that Matt LaFleur, his best friends, is one of Alec Pierce's coaches. So you fucking know that Matt LaFleur knows everything about Alec Pierce. And if they're interested at all, they're going to reach. And they don't mind reaching on receivers. They traded up to get Amari Rodgers, and everyone had him going later in the draft, and they didn't care at all. They traded up to get their guy. So you know they're willing to do it. And I think this may end up shocking people when Alec Pierce goes in the second round to Green Bay.
But you heard it here first. If Green Bay doesn't take him, he's a bust. All right.
What the hell, man? Shots fired.
Just kidding.
Okay, well, I guess I'm up
like
again. I'm up again. Shit, this is a weird spot, man. We're right at the 2010, the 211 now. So, dang, this is where the draft gets real, if you ask me. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna get a little dicey. I'm gonna take Ty Chandler, running back out of North Carolina. I'm a big fan of his. He's 5'11", 204, and ran a 4.38 40. Not a lot of people probably. I don't think we talked about him very much, but he's just a guy that I do like. Transferred from Tennessee into North Carolina after the huge exodus. Michael Carter and Javonte Williams left, so he went in there and hung out with Sam Howell and Josh Downs for a little bit. Put up 1,000 yards, 14 touchdowns, and I thought he was pretty athletic. I like his play style, so we'll give him. I'm going to give him a shot here.
Nice.
Yeah, I like him a lot. My only thing with him, he is 23.8.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna be 24 as a running back coming into the NFL. unless I have that wrong.
No, you're right.
Okay. So that's my thing with him. I'm with you though. Like I haven't watched a whole ton of him to be completely honest, but I did like what I've seen. And it's a risky pick, but I mean you're also at the end of the second, so who cares really? So I like it.
Thank
Dude.
you.
Yeah. Well, I think, my last pick was James Cook, and I have Rachaad White. I think I might take a chance on a running back here, just because there's a lot of receivers in the third round that I like, and it's really hard to decipher without landing spots at the moment, as are all these picks. But I'm going to go with Kyren, you know?
Got to.
That's fair.
You're sitting at the last pick in the second round. Like, there was a reason why he was, the number 2 or 3 running back ranked for a while. He looks good on film. Obviously, the combine was trash. So, I think it's worth the pick there. So,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, taking a chance on the talent. We saw the tape he produced, and getting him at the 212, just like what we were just saying with Dan. It's the 2 late second round. Take a chance on a guy that you think could do something,
Hell yeah, over 350 receiving yards, He's definitely, his game speed is faster than a 4.65,
yeah.
In the short yardage passing game, the guy's kind of a monster.
Good to the line of scrimmage, I think, as well.
Heck yeah.
So,
Well, congratulations, man.
hey, thank you. Hey, round. Okay, never mind.
I should have drafted him there instead of Ty Chandler and just got you worked up, man. Could have got you.
Nah, I got plenty of
red in the
receivers
face.
I like. You already fucked me up with that 2-8, homie. But yeah, 3-1. Let's go.
All right. So this might be a little bit spoilery as well if this ends up happening, but let me get Desmond Ridder here at the 3-1. I just really like him, man. He's my number 1 QB. He took over Kenny Pickett. I still like Pickett a lot, but it's almost like Desmond Ridder could be Kenny Pickett if Kenny Pickett could run super well. They don't. I don't know. I always talk about how pro-ready Kenny Pickett is, but there's people arguing that Desmond Ridder is the most pro-ready, and you can't really argue with him when you watch him play. He's always reading the offense super well. He doesn't have trouble running the offense, in my opinion. And then you add his athletic ability in there, let's fucking ride. Let's take a chance.
Fuck yeah.
All I'm going to say is, but you had a problem with Malik Willis's accuracy issues?
Oh, jeez.
Just saying. I do like him, though, Metric King. But when I watched film, I felt like he just missed a ton. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know. I don't feel like he missed any more than Willis. And just for the record, I'm looking at it now. Just not that this is this matters, but PFF has Malik Willis's accuracy at a 3 and Desmond Ridder at a 5.
All right, damn.
I don't know.
Mic drop. You got me. All right, I'm cutting that out. All right.
Oh, I mean,
I'm
PFF's
just
wrong all the fucking time. So,
All right, I'm leaving it in. No, just kidding. All right, Daniel, who you got at the 3-2?
I gotta see what PFS got to say about this dude before I draft his ass, man. I don't want to. No, I'm going for that fucking Kevin Austin, man. I know the guy's got 2 first names. I know you guys don't know who I'm talking about. But
Doesn't he have 3 first names? Because isn't he a junior?
Yeah, it could be junior. That's a popular first name.
3 first names, right? Maybe that's the anomaly.
Yeah, I'll have to call him and see what his middle name is. But I jokingly brought him up at the 2-8. Actually, I do have him ranked. I believe I have him ranked, above Alec Pierce. So I am seriously into this guy. Like I said, he only had 1 year of production. Played for Notre Dame. He's an older guy too. He's a senior, but he had an average of 18.5 yards per catch, 7 touchdowns on only 48 receptions. So that's a touchdown every 7th catch, thereabouts. And then he hit the combine hard. He hit a 4.43. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. Had a 92nd percentile burst score. So he's very athletic, and you can see it when he's on the field. Pretty clean with his route running. He definitely has room to improve. Only 1 year of real production. But I think he's got a lot of potential, and he's a guy that I'm going to kind of keep an eye out on, a little sleeper in the NFL draft. I think he might get a little love. You might learn the name.
I like it. I haven't watched anything on him, so I'm going to defer to you and watch that film. That's dope.
Definitely. Check it out.
Someone I did watch film on, even though the combine wasn't super amazing, but I still believe in the talent.
Oh.
I still believe that he can fit in this new style of NFL offense. I'm going to take Wan Dale Robinson right here.
Ooh.
How many first names is that,
0.
None?
He's got 0 first names.
Juan, Dell. Those are first names.
Yeah, usually that's...
Though.
Yeah, but Juan's usually spelled with a J when I see it.
All
first
right.
name.
Okay. Wow.
This guy.
If you put a J and a U close together, it turns into a W.
Yeah, but that's because all this guy does is get W's. That's what happened. So let's go, Wan Dale Robinson at the 3-3, and I'm happy. It's just one of those first loves that it's just like so hard to go away from. And I fell hard for this guy, and every time I want to rank him lower, I just can't because I'm just in love. So,
hey man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, man.
He, he's quick. He's just small as fuck.
Yep.
All right. So let me see what I want to do here. Give me Khalil Shakir.
Okay.
I'll just go ahead and snatch him. I still like him a lot. I think he's getting lost in the shuffle a little bit with all these outstanding receivers, but I'm still pretty into him, and getting him in the 3rd round, I'm pretty excited about.
Yeah, he's definitely a player to be pumped about. Just look out for the blue turf. Space out his film. It will hurt you. It will hurt you physically. That's a good pickup right there, man. We're going right down my wide receiver list. But you did leapfrog a guy, and that is Jalen Tolbert out of Southern Alabama. So this is a Senior Bowl darling, home field advantage. He's my 13th ranked wide receiver in this class. Big old tall 6'3", only 190 pounds though, and he's pretty quick. He's got bust potential, but he's got a lot of hype, and I think he'll probably get a good opportunity. Such a good wide receiver class.
Wasn't Jalen Tolbert the guy that we found out wasn't 6'3"? Because that's why I was super hyped on him, and then because he's 6'1".
Alrighty,
so that was why. I mean, I still like him here. Don't get it twisted. In the 3rd round, I still think it's a really good pickup. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't crazy, because I remember saying exactly that like 2 or 3 weeks ago. That like, hey, he's 6'3", and then I remember you being like, "What height are you talking about?"
See, I'm still using that sweet sheet you made with the burst scores on there. So I better.
I was gonna say,
so it's my fault for not.
It's not your fault. It's my fault.
I couldn't remember.
I gotta keep up with the times.
Is Jalen pretty mobile, or is that just where he's from?
Oh shit! Boom. Oh man, you were on a heater tonight.
Hey, thank you very much. So at the 3-6. Since Keaontay Ingram's not on the board anymore, just kidding. I think I'm going to go with the Alabama receiver, John Metchie.
That's some value here. I mean, I know this podcast has not been overly stoked on Metchie, really, but I know like the world kind of is.
He was great, man.
A lot. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, he was just great. Keep going, man.
I was just going to pull up because even like PFF has him as their Where is his positional ranking? We can cut all this, right?
Well, we could just make it cool. Obviously, John Metchie is coming off the injury,
Right.
but he's still got a ton of potential. What do you guys want to know about Mr. Metchie? I can tell you everything I know, and I'm not even going to use the wrong spreadsheet this time. No, he's 5'11", 187, and we got no combine metrics because he got hurt.
Yeah, but he looked great on field, man.
Oh yeah, he was the kind of like do it all. Didn't really have an exact kind of role, but he got the work done for Alabama, and I think he's gonna.
Kind of seemed like that Bama Jalen Waddle light, but light.
Yeah.
So,
I can do that.
by the way, I figured it out. John Metchie is the wide receiver 14 for PFF, but his overall rank is 83rd, like out of everyone. So that's still pretty high, and it also speaks to how good this wide receiver class is. But so the world's really, really high on him. So you being able to get somebody like John Metchie in the middle of the third,
I'd be happy about that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, back to you, Christian.
Back to me. Okay, so I'm gonna take another Cincinnati boy. Let me get Jerome Ford. You guys are a bit lower on him than I am. I like him a lot. For where he's going, for the record, like I'm not super invested in him, but I think he's got a decent shot in the NFL. He's got good size. Where'd he go? 210, 5'11". That's really good. It fits him right into that mid tier that I like, the 210s to 219. And so, I'll just take a chance on him. He had 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns, obviously in a crazy Cincinnati season. But I don't know, at the 3-7, take a shot on a running back who may end up popping.
I like it.
Who knows?
Hell yeah. Yeah. Damn, him and Brian Robinson are just like the same dude to me. I just can't get into it. I just can't do it.
I got them both. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Well, I heard someone say Jalen Waddle light, and so I'm going to go ahead and make my pick, which I call Jalen Waddle Sr., because he's an old man by the name of Velus Jones. And I think he's awesome, man. Obviously, I've talked about him a ton, but he started out at USC. He's got outstanding return yardage and like average per punt returns, kick returns. He's just electric. He's off the charts. But he's about 25 years old. That didn't stop him from running a 4.31, 6 foot 204. So that's real fast for being that big. And he's squirrely. He did good things at Tennessee in his last year there. And I think he's going to get the opportunity. He kind of cut it up at the Senior Bowl, I thought, in the one-on-one drills. Made his moves and his route running look pretty good. And then you pull up the film, and the guy's electric in space. He knows what he's doing. He's experienced.
Yeah.
Quite experienced.
I could see him playing like a MVS kind of role.
Oh.
Maybe with a little hand-eye coordination, unlike MVS.
I just get tripped up on these older gentlemen, like he's like my Van Jefferson of this draft, where he's not going to probably be the guy you want to start every week, but he's going to be a guy that you want to keep on your roster just to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'd say, speaking of a guy that you want to put on your roster to see what happens, I'm going to take a running back here as well. I'm going to take Dameon Pierce.
It was a coin toss.
The non-producing running back out of Florida. But apparently the number 3 or number 10 overall rusher out of Georgia high school of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Then he rolls into Florida and doesn't do anything. So
all of nothing.
So I think it's a 3-9. Like we've said throughout this mock, positional value at the running back. Why not? Why the heck not?
Hey, take a chance.
Take it.
This is the back end of the third, I don't want to offend you, but this is like the John Kelly,
Joshua Kelly,
yeah,
LaMichael Pirine. You can just
LaMichael
say the guys
Pirine.
that I had on my roster last year.
It's cool. This is where you got him. This is where you get guys like that. This is where a guy could, do something dumb like take Dwayne Eskridge instead of Ramondre Stevenson. This is where the dice get rolled and they fall where they fall. The chips get stacked up and get shipped out of town.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense to us.
Yeah, yeah, it does.
Specifically you.
Yep.
This isn't your therapy session, right?
If I put it all out there, no one's gonna buy the book. You're right.
Right.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. All right, man. That's enough of me.
Last 3 picks. Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna go for another running back here. I thought about going Romeo Dubs just for a fun little Wolfpack Hal here at the end.
Oh, that was on time. That was straight up on
yeah.
time. Way to go.
Got a Nevada fan over there.
I am gonna go and grab Tyler Goodson here.
Oh, you motherfucker! You motherfucker!
Take another stab at running back. Here's the thing with Goodson. I am famously not a fan of running backs under 200. He came in at 197, I believe. I was trying to pull it up. Yep, 197.59. But his workout metrics are crazy. He's being compared to CJ Spiller. And, he has the receiving caliber. 247 yards receiving in his last year isn't, incredible. But for college, it's pretty good for a running back. So he's got that combination. If you're going to make it as an RB under 200 pounds, you got to have receiving in your game. So, you take him at the 310 and hope he becomes the next Austin Eckler.
Good call, pal. Good call. Good call there, pal.
That's that Keaontay Ingram. Karma coming back up.
Good call.
Just kidding.
Dang, man, I'm looking at this, my last pick, and
You
I had it
gotta
all
take your
set
guy.
up. I thought it was going to be the spot to take Mr. Goodson, but I'm going to have to take...
Same state?
Oh, yeah. You know it. I'll take my number 36th ranked player in this class for me, and that's Isaiah Weston,
There you go.
Northern Iowa. What can I say about Isaiah Weston that I haven't already said? There's nothing. Although I do have a tab on my phone that's like a podcast with him from like 2 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a Northern Iowa podcast. I haven't listened to it yet, but I'm very excited about that. But yeah, the guy's insane. 6'4", 214 pounds, running a 4.43. He's what I like to call Christian Watson, but legit. So look out for that. I'm not even gonna keep going. That's it. Christian Watson.
Drop it. Mic drop.
Isaiah Watson. Yeah. So
Got it. Well, I was going to do something fun, but I'll just keep it straightforward here. The last pick of the draft, take a chance on a guy, Justin Ross. I mean,
sure.
Who knows what's going to happen? Such a killer story, like such a bummer story.
Yeah.
Because, man, this guy was outproducing some really strong receivers at Clemson his freshman year. So hopefully the injury will figure itself out. Is that what happens to injuries?
Yeah. You just ignore them and they go away.
Yeah, exactly. So Justin Ross, if you're listening, just ignore your injury. It'll go away. And then you can carry my 312 pick to be in the wide receiver 1 in the 2025. Boom.
Hey, it could happen, man. We saw it. Deontay Johnson is right there, back end of the third.
Yep.
Anything could happen.
I like it. I mean, yeah, definitely taking a chance on a guy with that amount of like hype before he got hurt at the 312 is tight. Similar to like if you wanted to go after CJ Verdell, but I mean, I think his stock is even
Yeah.
far lower than that. But this is fun, but I do want to point out everybody see why I reach for Trey McBride now?
Well,
Not a single other tight end in the draft.
there almost was.
So going through the draft, the 1-1, Breece Hall, 1-2, Kenneth Walker, 1-3, Drake London, Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks, Rachaad White, Chris Olave, the 1-8, Isaiah Spiller, George Pickens, Skyy Moore, Jameson Williams, and to round out the 1-12 of the first round, Jahan Dotson. Going into the second round, the 2-1, Pierre Strong. That is the South Dakota State running back. And then running back Georgia, Zamir White, Christian Watson, Trey McBride, the only tight end taken in this. Congratulations, Christian.
Done did
The
it.
2-5, David Bell. First QB off the board, Malik Willis, Brian Robinson, Keaontay Ingram, James Cook, Alec Pierce, Ty Chandler, that's the running back out of North Carolina, and then Kyren Williams to round out the second round at the 2-12. Then into the third round, Desmond Ridder, Kevin Austin Jr., receiver out of Notre Dame, Wan Dale Robinson out of Kentucky, Khalil Shakir out of Boise State, Jalen Tolbert. Is it Tolbert? Tolbert?
Tolbert.
Jalen Tolbert. South Alabama.
Could be wrong, though.
John Metchie,
you're
Alabama. Jerome Ford, Velus Jones Jr., Dameon Pierce, Tyler Goodson, Isaiah Weston, and Justin Ross to end the third round. So do we have everything? Can we stop stalling?
That wasn't a stall. You were just running it down.
I was just running it back for the audio listeners, which you should be just watching on YouTube because you can follow along with the old draft board here.
Heck yeah, man. Why don't we just roll that straight into our... why don't we look at some of our positional rankings for positions that didn't get tapped on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start with the QBs. They're the tight ends.
Oh, I was going to go with the QBs. Now, this is crazy. We got a bit of a stalemate there. A couple of ties.
Ooh.
Yeah, so
So we don't have a true number one QB.
we ought to, though. Because if you look at it the way I look at it, two of us have a quarterback ranked as the number one, and one of us has that quarterback ranked as the third. So you kind of have to nod to the two ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
that's fine.
So we'll give that, if you're cool with it, man.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm cool with it.
He's pissed. What do we do?
No, I still think the top three guys in the draft are Pickett, Ridder, and Willis. And this is like, obviously we've been talking about it. All these draft analysts saying there's gonna be no QBs in the first round. That's dumb. It's gonna happen. There's probably gonna be two in the top 10. But it is an up in the air class. There is no runaway number one guy, and I think it kind of speaks to that. Obviously you guys feel that way about Willis, but either one of these three guys, I would not be surprised if they end up the best of this class. And then, Corral's kind of in his own little area, not quite good enough to reach that top three to me, but not bad enough to be in the 5 or lower where like Sam Howell and Carson Strong and people are. So no, I'm fine with him being the consensus RDR one. Just when you guys are wrong.
Oh, shots fired.
You want to talk about being wrong? How about the only guy that put Bailey Zappi over Carson Strong? Yeah.
Oh
I'll
my
pat
gosh.
myself on the back for that
Yeah,
one.
I don't think
That's fair.
either
I
of those
probably
matter.
wait. Oh no. I lost my headphones. I thought I did do that, but I guess I didn't.
This guy.
Carson Strong just can't move. It's hard to put him
I'm
on top of anyone.
still convinced Bailey Zappi.
Heard that before.
Bailey Zappi, 5 years, is going to be one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. Mark that down.
All right. Maybe he can go to Dallas. They'll probably need one by then.
I think he would try to wait out more of his career than 4 or 5 years. I hope he can make it as a backup.
No, dude.
No?
He's going to be the next Kevin O'Connell, baby. Let's go.
Fair enough.
We got some deep cuts.
Deep cuts. B-side, baby. You get the B-side with me.
Yeah, if you're still with us at the hour and 6 minute mark, you're hearing that Zappy fan fiction over here. I love it. I fucking love it.
Hey, man.
What are you gonna do? Let's switch over to tight end if that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we summed it up there with our quarterbacks. Obviously, is Kenny Pickett the number 3 guy now? You know, Desmond Ridder. Man, I might have to revisit that now that you say it out loud. Poor Matt Corral and Sam Howell, you know, whatever. Those guys will be fine.
Whatever. They can suck it.
They're a bit too old school for the new league.
Yeah, you got to have a bit more running in there. And I think that's why I like the upside of Ridder. I just think he's more pro ready than Willis, but he can run. He doesn't have necessarily the crazy athleticism and shakeability that Willis has, but he can fucking haul. And he can get out and take an offense. He's always a threat to run, I guess is what I mean. And you have that, and you combine it with the pro-ready style he already plays. Yeah, he has to fix the accuracy issues, granted, and that can be done. But I think given that Willis also has to fix his accuracy issues, and then now he has to play a more pro-ready style, I guess that's why I give the nod to Ridder over Willis. But if you do look at pure, I don't know, I guess talent, then Willis, I see the argument for Willis. I guess I just lean the other way.
That's why we do this, man, so we can discuss our feelings. Willis, hear us out.
What you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
JK.
Holy shit.
Well, shall we go on to tight ends?
I guess.
Yeah.
I think I was going to go on a weird rant about Detroit getting Sam Howell at the 202 pick and how that's going to end up being the best quarterback in this class, and it's going to develop and all this stuff. But that's all right.
It's similar to me talking about I predicted Ken Dorsey to get the promotion of the offensive coordinator at the Buffalo, so Bailey Zappi is not out of the question here in 5 years. So anyway, what were you saying?
I'll just say, yeah, if the Lions pick, if Sam Howell falls to the end of the first, right, and the Lions pick him up, give him a year to watch Jared Goff get beat up or whatever. Then,
Actually, don't hate that.
Then he could come in and work on whatever he needs to work on, and maybe they get another wide receiver to round out that room. And whew, I don't know, man. I know the Lions suck, but I feel like they have a chance,
I just changed
So
it.
you're saying there's a chance?
Boom.
Yeah, no, they're set up pretty well with decent
where I'm
picks
at.
because they also have that
Thanks, dude.
32 pick.
Yeah.
So they could even do a quarterback there and get somebody at the 202. I mean, a certain team in Baltimore took a QB with the 32 pick. That
Damn.
worked out pretty well.
So you're saying it won't be Carson Strong, but it'll be Sam Howell.
Oh. Now that's fun. I don't care who you are. No.
All right, here we are to tight ends.
There we go. Tight ends. Boom. So fun part here is obviously Trey McBride is number 1 as discussed. And Isaiah Likely is still skirting in at number 2. I like that. I love that. Isaiah Likely love that. I don't know where I'm going with that. But Coastal Carolina, the guy was slippery. He's not as fast as we thought he would be, but he's still a dynamic pass catcher. And I think for fantasy value, he offers that huge upside. But then we get into Jelani Woods. What a man right there. Jelani Woods. You brought him up a couple of weeks ago.
Is that RAS score, homie?
Yeah. And
He's the what? Oh, go ahead. Did you already have it?
No, go for it. I was just going to talk about his size and his,
Well, yeah, go for that because I want to pull it up because I saw an article, but I can't remember the exact date. But he's the highest RAS tight end that they've graded since a certain amount of time.
Wow.
So I want to pull that up. But yeah, so go for it. Talk about the size.
Yeah,
Show this man some love that he deserves.
Yeah, Virginia tight end. And he's crazy to watch him play because he looks like a man out there. He's 6'7", 259 pounds, and he ran a 4.61. So like that's pretty much the top speed for a tight end, and for him to do that at that size is just unreal. So let's just see if we can compare him to the rest of his fellow tight ends. Yeah, that's the second fastest in the class. And the guys that were faster than him are, 6'4", 240. So it's a bit of a man out there. And I don't know exactly what to say about him. Obviously the wingspan comes into play and the physicality when you're that large. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you got the raspberries.
Yeah, so he's a perfect 10.
He's a fucking 10, man.
He's a fucking 10. Yeah, so highest since 1987 and also the highest you can be. So he's just an athletic freak and he's super interesting to watch. But he's just like, I say it all the time on the podcast, like these super tight ends just don't pop off in college. 598 yards and 8 touchdowns was his best season. Every other year, he never went above 129 yards. So that's the scary part about him. But if you're just going off measurables, go get him.
Well, I mean, and you got to bring up that's 8 touchdowns on 44 receptions. So for every 5.5 catches, score.
Pretty
That's
good.
Fair.
So you got to imagine a dude with that size and that speed in the red zone just becomes pure monster. I'm sure he'll end up somewhere like Buffalo. So they have a 53 tight end man roster. So it would be perfect fit.
Well, he's actually another guy that's getting a ton of Green Bay buzz.
You can't have them all.
I'm just saying.
You can't just have all of them. I heard
all these guys.
Dude, if Jelani Woods can have a 10 RAS, I don't see why Rough Draft Research can't have a 5-star rating on any podcast you listen to today. Rate.
That's right.
Rate and review. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Daniel?
I heard Green Bay is getting a taxi squad. They're the only team that gets a taxi squad. So
hey, man, they do have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds now.
Wow, that's one less than the Chiefs have.
I don't think the Chiefs want Jelani Woods though, man. They got a guy named Travis Kelce over there.
Yeah, but Noah Gray too, right?
Noah, your tight ends over there.
No way they don't get him some more run nowadays. All right. Let's get back into the tight ends. Somehow, I guess I'm going to go with Greg Dulcich. He's getting a lot of buzz. He's a UCLA tight end. I don't know what you fellas want to say about him. He's got beautiful hair. Have you seen the hair?
It's good hair.
It's pretty good hair. He was pretty quick too. So he's 6'4", 243, and he ran that 4.69, which is pretty good for being a big man. But I really like his film. Obviously, we've talked about Dulcich a little bit in the past, but just thought I'd give him a little bit of a mention there. And next up on the tight end rankings, I believe we're going straight to Jalen Whitemer, who did not run a 4.6 anything. I believe, am I crazy?
I believe he ran a 4.6 30-yard dash.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember. I'm just gonna.
It was like
was he the 5? Like a
Yeah.
5.08 or whatever?
Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
Man, so it's just kind of a funny thing. I guess it's just if you're from Texas A&M, just what happens sometimes. So, Okie dokie, Smokey, a 503. That's beautiful.
Hey, 508 on the if you add the
Oh yeah, I was trying to help the guy out, you know. Not today, not right now. Okay, next up we have Cole Turner. I feel
thought
personally.
You said good hair, right?
Oh yeah, great hair. I feel personally responsible for this, him being this high in the rankings, but I'll take it, man. I really do think he's pretty badass. Catch radius, all that stuff. Contested catch monster, good route running.
Dude, do you notice Marshall barks every time we talk about a Wolfpack?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, that's the second time it's happened.
He's telling us something.
Oh, it's Zuko?
Oh, that's funny. Either way, it's a Wolfpack represent over there. I like to see that. Oh! Following that up with Charlie Kohler, Iowa State. But a lot of these guys have some buzz. Cade Otton's up there too. And Jake Ferguson, we've talked about out of Wisconsin a little bit. Jeremy Ruckett.
Yeah, that's the thing with a lot of these tight ends is I do think they'll go on to have like pretty successful, well-achieving NFL careers. I just don't know that like fantasy-wise, a lot of these guys are going to be much. Like if I was ranking tight ends for just a pure NFL team, Ruckert's a lot higher. He's an animal of a blocker and like can set the edge on any of these running plays for you, but that's not going to do anything for fantasy. So it just doesn't help. But I think he's going to have a great career.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And you know, tight ends just aren't sexy, you know. Mm-hmm. This isn't a sexy tight end class for fantasy. But, you know, you hang out with a bunch of wide receivers and running backs long enough, you're going to hear about some tight ends. So had to give these guys a little bit of moment to shine. And I think the future is uncertain. We definitely have some future household names, but, you know, it's just unpredictable in the tight end world.
100%.
Fuck yeah. Well, fellas, I feel like personally responsible for some success and failures tonight. I think it was a beautiful thing. I stopped talking about the consensus rankings after like the first round, and the like right when it became a thing that mattered. But I thought
that's all right.
That felt good to get a mock out, man.
Yeah,
get that one out of the chamber.
Last
here.
One before the real draft.
Yeah, I was gonna say we got the rankings right here on the screen. If you want to pop over to YouTube, check them out. Or if you know us personally, or DM us if you want to see our rankings, if you have that interest.
Yeah, it's roast our rankings.
Yeah. ROR, roast our rankings.
There you go. Oh, man. The roastest with the mostest.
I think that's a wrap on the mock.
Yeah, absolutely. So just so everyone knows, I think we're going to be doing a live stream next week for round 1 of the NFL draft. So follow the YouTube channel. It'll be up there and running. And we had a lot of fun with it last year.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we got to do a little virtual this year, so it won't be as intense, but it's still going to be all of the goodness and none of the badness. So get at us. And we had some people phone a friend come on in to announce some of their Homer team picks. So I think that's probably a possibility as well. So
I don't see why the heck not.
It's all good times, man. It's draft season, and I think the buzz is, it's palpable.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Taste it. Smooth. I mean, Packers got 2 picks. Chiefs got 2 picks. You know, Soft Gardner's not making it to 12. There's all kinds of stuff.
Trading back for Trent McDuffie. Let's go.
Oh, man. I saw a draft where you guys got Kyle Hamilton. You guys need a safety?
Cameron Fine. We're good. We Gucci.
We good.